I'm a student at ASU. I know education is not for everybody.
No, education is for everybody. Taking on massive debt without knowing why you're doing it is not for everyone.
Correct.
Not here to bash education in any way. In fact, I think education, exactly like Gary Vee said it, is one of the most important things for everybody. But in this modern world, education can easily be confused to taking on a shitload of debt so that you can get this certification, this degree that you may not even potentially use. Now, there are so many different ways to get educated in the modern world. There are online courses, there's YouTube, there's short form content on all the social media platforms that you can think of, and there's even blogs, and there's so many better ways to learn a specific skill that's more tailored to what you want as opposed to what the education system wants, or in other words, the government wants. So in this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down why the online education system provides significantly more benefits as opposed to the traditional education system, especially in the business field. Now, just know that in this video specifically, I will be speaking specifically around my experience. Going out of high school, I was a very, very eager individual. I wanted to start working right away and start making money right away. The way that I grew up, I was forced down this avenue of going and getting a degree because that was the only way that seemed possible to me to start making money. I wanted to give back to my family sooner than later. So what I did was I did what almost every other person would do. They went to college and they got some form of degree. I went to a school called British Columbia Institute of Technology, and I studied professional sales because I knew at the end of the day that if I wanted to make a lot of money, I wanted a job that would give me the opportunity where if I worked harder, if I put in more time and more hours, I would make more money. And the last thing I want to do is I want to address some of the arguments that you're probably going to feel after watching this video, or you're already feeling right now, being the one that is looking to potentially take the route of going and learning online as opposed to going down the traditional education system. And again, I'm going to utilize my experience so that I can resonate with you as much as possible. So the first thing that I want to do is I really want to talk about the advantages of the online space when it comes to actually educating yourself and learning specific skills. Now, one of the huge benefits right out of the gates is the fact that if you want to learn a specific skill, you can find tailored videos, tailored content, tailored programs and courses that will ultimately allow you to learn that skill significantly faster. But one thing that I can say in confidence is when you are investing into a specific skill that you want, you're investing into yourself. You're gonna learn that skill significantly faster. So trust me when I say this, you will get a return on investment way faster than your traditional education system. Now, one of the advantages of online education is that you have the ability to study wherever you want and whenever you want. So even if you are, let's say you are doing this traditional education system or you're working a job and you're wanting to learn all these additional skills, you have the flexibility to hop onto an online portal or to go onto YouTube or to watch short form content on Instagram or TikTok to learn a specific thing at your own leisure. The one thing that I would encourage you to do is really outline your goals. What are you looking to achieve by doing this? And in doing so, outline and carve out time specifically on how much time you want to commit every single day, every single week, maybe on a monthly basis, and work towards that goal. Ultimately, this really allows you to balance education with all of the other commitments that you have. If you have a family, if you have people to take care of, if you have a job, if you are doing, again, traditional education and you're looking to get a degree in some capacity because you were forced down that road. It really allows you to have the flexibility that you need to be able to learn more, faster, and at your own leisure. Now, one of the biggest advantages when it comes to learning online is cost effectiveness, that you can literally learn skills that will allow you to start making money almost instantly, free of cost. We're talking YouTube, we're talking TikTok, we're talking Instagram. You can even go online and read blogs and articles, forums that will give you enough information for you to start developing a skill that you may not learn through traditional education. If I was going to business school in the United States, I'd be spending more than $50,000 in order to acquire a degree. But if I wanted to learn a specific skill in business, let's say it's sales, and I wanted to join some form of an academy, okay? That academy could be literally as short as 6 weeks, potentially even shorter, and may cost me $5,000 to learn the exact same thing that you'll probably learn in that school. Because you're investing into a skill online as opposed to this entire education system, it's gonna allow you to cut to the chase significantly faster. You're not gonna learn all of the fluff in between. You're not gonna learn economics because you don't need to know economics in order to sell online. you're going and you're learning specifically around a niche skill set, you're gonna be able to take that skill set and not learn anything outside of that skill set, which will allow you to become a master at that skill faster so that you can go to market faster and start actually utilizing that skill to start making money. Now I wanna give you a specific example in my life. When I first started building Amazon businesses, I invested into a course. That course gave me a blueprint that allowed me to create my business, to find my product, to source my product, to go ahead and actually create my listing on Amazon and optimize it directly for the search engine, and also launch that product and advertise it to its customers. If I were to go and learn every single one of these fine-tuned skills through some form of college or university, let's say I wanted to learn procurement and logistics. Let's say I wanted to learn advertising and marketing. Let's say that I wanted to learn search engine optimization, all of these small little things. And my goal was to learn these so that I can go ahead and launch a brand on Amazon. Think of the costs that it's gonna take paying a government-funded school versus somebody that actually has a blueprint that's directly working. Now that I've outlined the advantages of the online education system, what I wanna do is compare it again, apples to apples, under a few core pillars, comparing it to the traditional education system. And the first one that we're gonna look at is the actual curriculum. So your online programs are gonna offer a lot more flexibility and also just a wider range of availability out there where people are gonna be teaching these specific skill sets. And again, it kind of goes back to that point of, hey, if you wanna learn a specific skill, you better believe that you're gonna be able to find some form of online coach, online course, or even some form of online blog that you can read to learn that specific skill. Where the traditional system will be very stuck in its way. What do I mean by that? Because you're going and you're physically attending this traditional school, college, or a university, you're most likely going to be bound to some form of fixed schedule. And on top of a fixed schedule means that you have these courses that you may not actually see value in.
The most pointless classes in school. First we got English class. Like, bro, I already speak English. Why do I need English class?
And because of that, you're gonna find that your time may not be fully utilized to its best of its capabilities. Now, the downside as well is the fact that you need to complete those courses within the curriculum in order to get the degree that you want. But again, you may not actually have full utilization of that. So why are you spending money learning this skill when you can go in and go online and find something that will give you direct access to a specific skill? Now, the second pillar that I want to dive into in order to differentiate the two systems is the actual teaching methods and the resources that are applied within each. Online education systems most likely will provide some form of simulation or tutorial live, okay? So they'll give you a lecture, let's call it, where they teach you theory. And then right after that, they're actually gonna get you and teach you how to do this live. So again, if I'm using Amazon as an example, and let's say that we're looking to build out a listing that's optimized for Amazon's search engine. What you need to put in your title, what to consider for your bullet points, what to consider for your product description, and then they're gonna go ahead and show you exactly how to do that verbatim through a live simulation. Because of this, what it will allow you to do is not only give you the theory, but it'll also hit it home and reconfirm that theory through a live example. With that live example, you're gonna be able to take that and literally right after simulate it yourself and put this learning into practical experience almost right away. Where the college or traditional education system typically relies on lectures as well as textbooks that are most likely outdated and also probably taught by people that don't actually have real life experience with this specific skill or course that they're trying to teach. And because of that exact reason, there is limited interactive elements that will allow you to really solidify what you learn, and it could go literally within 1 year and right out the other. And the last thing that we're gonna talk about is faculty and expertise. The person that's actually teaching you the specific skill and the differences between what you will see potentially online versus through a traditional system. With online programs, like I said, you are learning most likely from an industry expert, someone that actually lives and breathes this specific skill. So again, if you're looking to learn sales and you're looking to dive into a sales program, it's because this person has direct experience in sales and feels confident teaching it through an on-demand training and through live webinars or courses or group coaching calls, whatever that looks like. And because this expert is not limited to the logistical factor of physically being in front of you to teach you something, they most likely actually have the skills to be able to teach it. Where if we look at the traditional education system, I've seen it time and again where I've had someone that's teaching English randomly the following year start teaching math. And it's because the logistical aspect of things of actually having a physical person in a physical location, they're just gonna use somebody that has a teaching degree, give them a curriculum to review, and then allow them to teach it for you where they may not actually have the experience to actually teach you that. All said and done, going to college, going to university, and attending a lecture will give you a lot more theory-based knowledge. It won't give you nearly as much practical knowledge that will allow you to excel and learn the skill significantly faster. Now I want to take some time to address some concerns or arguments that you may feel about online education. Probably thinking that, hey, I'm gonna be learning online. I'm not gonna be able to, get out of my comfort zone and interact with people and build these close social networks. But one thing that I can confidently say, especially attending so many seminars, attending so many live webinars, is there's tools like Zoom that make it extremely interactive, that put you in a room where you can actually identify who these people are that are speaking. You can put your hand up, you can ask questions, and it can be extremely interactive. So if that's something that you've thought about, I can confidently say that that shouldn't be a worry of you, because there are so many different ways and tools nowadays that will allow it to be significantly more interactive and still at the end of the day be an opportunity for you to build face-to-face communications. It may be through one computer screen and the other, but that doesn't mean you can go meet up with that person in the future or network with them offline. Now, the second thing I want to hit home is that, there is a lot of self-discipline and motivation needed in order to succeed by learning through online education. As you can imagine, there's a lot of distractions when you're on your laptop. There's a lot of distractions when you're on your phone. And because you don't have someone that is breathing over your shoulder, teaching you a specific thing in a lecture hall, and you don't have to necessarily submit assignments at a specific time frame, it is something that you need to have self-discipline for. And that's why when I first said at the beginning is to set goals, set parameters that you want to work within, and find the time to learn a specific skill and to really just tie it to an end goal on why you're doing this in the first place. And the last thing that I want to mention is scammers. You've probably been messaged by those crypto experts trying to get your money on Instagram. And there are so many people out there that are really just trying to make money from you. And transparently, being in the online coaching space myself and teaching people online education on how to build an Amazon brand, I have seen it time and time again. There are these gurus out there that are gonna teach you something because they learned a little bit and maybe launched a product and understand the process, and they wanted to make more money on their digital product. The one thing that you need to consider when working with someone online is one main thing, and is that person in the trenches? Is that person still building whatever they're trying to teach you? Are they still refining their skills and getting better at their craft? Because if they are doing that current state and they can show results and show a case study of exactly what they're doing right now, that means they can evolve with you. Every industry that you can possibly think of is always changing. Literally within weeks, something may work and may not work within a couple weeks. And if you're not in the trenches, you're not gonna be able to adapt. Therefore, you may learn a skill by paying a couple $1,000s to learn it, but who knows if that skill is gonna last in a couple months. So just make sure that if you are taking this online education route, please do your due diligence. Make sure that you sign up with someone that is actually credible and someone that could actually be useful to yourself. Online education is honestly the new wave to making money sooner. Instead of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on this traditional education system and wasting multiple years learning probably 30% of what is actually going to be utilized in your actual life, take advantage of learning online, because it's going to allow you to acquire skills that are more tangible and that will allow you to start making money sooner. Again, guys, I went through this entire journey that you're probably experiencing right now. Whether you're coming out of high school and you're wanting to go to college to learn a skill, whether you're in college currently and you're going to corporate, and you're realizing that the skills that you learned in school aren't really benefiting you anymore. So to give you my final thoughts, again, going through this entire journey where I did the traditional education, I did the corporate, I started a business, and I learned through online education, I can highly recommend, guys, that online education is going to allow you to get to your goal significantly faster. And if you're looking to start a business, this is easily one of the best ways to do it. So I hope you guys saw value in this video.